Right, good morning to you. Today is Teddy Bear's picnic. That means today's the day the Pajero drivers get together up at the Wattigans and we're going to hang out. We're going to look at some people's cars. Hopefully we'll do a little bit of a forward driving. Not sure what sort of tracks we're going to do today. Luckily, as you can see, the weather has cooled down a little bit. Supposedly only going to be just under 30 degrees Celsius. Last few days has sort of been up over the 40, so it has been filthy hot. The lake is looking crystal, but that's got nothing to do with this video. So this is the Pajamborie. This is Steve's baby. Now Steve is the guy that you would have seen in a recent video. Put a link up there of just some forward driving and stuff. We had a bit of a chat to Steve about, he does lift kits, air boxes, snorkels, just a whole bunch of different add-ons and upgrades for your Pajero. So if you're interested, Steve runs a Facebook page, which is how we've all got together here. We're all in a Facebook group. I'll put a link down in the description to that Facebook group and up on the screen, there somewhere, how you can find Steve and get in touch with him if you're looking at lifting up your Pajero 4-inch lift and bigger. Actually, some people have gone. There's one over in the States that used Steve's kit and actually done a 7-inch lift. Anyway, I'll put some pictures up on the screen. Point is, we're getting out, we're taking the Pajero out. This is how the Pajero looks at the moment. There is nothing in the back of the Pajero at the moment. Fridge, recovery strap. I need to take this out. This is just charging up the battery. So there's basically nothing here. The bed build and everything is still out of the back. So I want to do basic. If we're going to be doing some forward drive tracks, well, it's best to go with an empty back, so nothing's rolling around in there. So it's about 6:30 now. We're going to just chuck some stuff away, shuffle some cars, and then get on our way. We'll see you soon. So I look forward to sharing with you whatever we do today. So we need to stop off and get some fuel, and we need to get something to stick in our guts. Mind you, we need to sort these guts out. But that's for another day. Today we do nothing but fun. Come along with me. While we're here, I don't know if you know, but this is a NT Pajero. Do you know that in your console, down here, you've actually got a Siggy socket in the front here. So for charging things up, now I'm going to plug this cable in here, like this. It's a light, really, doesn't it? Anyway, that's going to go in there, and that is going to charge you up on the go. Look, I know we just did the intro and we're about to go out in the video, but it's the next day and I've just cleaned the car and found some damage on the car, whatever. You'll see that later in the video. What I need to know from you in the comments, or the like button, if you will, is do you enjoy these videos? The reason you don't see a lot of these is quite often I'll go on a little forward drive trip like this one. This was a little bit more organised than some other stuff. But in the end, we didn't do a lot of forward driving. We just did like a bog hole and one little rock step, and not many did that. There was only a couple of us that did that. So it's not four-wheel driving type footage. It's just us going out, like we had a look at some lookouts. Anyway, I'll throw the video at you. Have a look at it. The reason you often don't see these from me is because sometimes we don't do a lot of forward driving. We just go for a bit of an adventure. We might explore some track and stuff like that. And so I don't know whether it's going to be exciting or enjoyable for anybody. It's enjoyable for me and whoever I go with. But like I get home and I go, I didn't really do any forward drive and stuff, so it's not probably going to be worth uploading the video. So I don't. What I do though is capture the forward drive stuff that we did that I found more exciting or a little bit more challenging that people might enjoy. And I stick that in a folder. And then every 12 months, 6 or 12 months or so, that's when you'll go and get one of these videos, like the original one, forward drive Pajero Australia, whatever it was, and then the one that I uploaded a few months ago. So that's why you'll get those rarely, but when you get them, they will typically be full of just forward driving stuff, and the harder stuff, or the more interesting stuff that we did, because I think that's what people are interested in. But anyway, point being, help me out, comments, likes, whatever the case may be. And just let me know whether you're happy with this sort of content, despite the fact that it doesn't have heaps of forward driving in it. Anyway, let's get back to the video. now because I'm hopeless, I've just pulled up the servo and chucked in some fuel and realised that I hadn't organised any food or anything, and because I don't have my usual complement of cooking equipment, I haven't put all the stuff in, I've had to just rely on what's at the servo. So I've got a big party pack of tubes, can't go past those. They're a fan favourite, certainly my favourite. Little lemon slice, and we've got a couple of pies, so that's going to get us there, that'll get us through the day. Oh, and of course we've got a Pepsi still in the back. So now we're ready to go. So we're working on the Android head unit in the car. I'm hotspotting from my phone, so I've let them know I'm on the way. Next time you see me, we might air down on the side of the road. See you soon. We've got some signage. There you go. So turn left for 50 metres, Pine Forest, 10 k's, Mews Lookout. I don't know whether I've ever been there, 12 and 28 k's to Heaton. Running in the middle of the road, you twats. Look at this, Mugs.
Because we thought you were here.
Oh, look, here we go. Morning, Michael.
Morning, mate.
Look at this lot. They're all still in bed. Michael's been for his morning shit.
I literally just got out of bed. I haven't even had a cup yet.
I literally thought I was going to be too late getting up here. I thought, nah, everybody will be up. Everybody, you know, be ready to go and dragging my ass. Oh, good. All right, get back in the car.
So what did I say? 13?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Just worry about the shit on the back of your car when that toilet falls on. Just backed over your milk crate. Yeah, I thought that's what I heard. Flipping up the side.
So this is Boarding House Dam. This is down, oh, happy Australia Day, everybody. Boarding House Dam. This is sort of a, it's not a campsite, it's a picnic type area. You've got tables and whatever down the bottom, some toilets as well, some long drops. This is obviously the dam itself. Now if you keep walking, so you'll come in up the top there at the car park, you'll walk along this track here, you'll go past the dam on your right. And if you keep walking, you'll see the creek obviously just runs through here. And there's a beautiful walk through this way. It almost like rainforest is. It's quite a contrast to the rest of the Wattigans. So when you're in the Wattigans, everything's going to appear, you know, Australian bush. You've got your gum trees, all that sort of stuff. But there's a real transition down here, and I think it's obviously because of the water flow that comes through here. There's a few different spots in the Wattigans that has waterfalls. But I'll show you once we get in here. It looks almost rainforesty. It's just a real contrast to the rest of the Wattigans. It's a beautiful spot. I quite like it down here. I've always gone down and gone to the right, but it looks like we're going out this way. But it is just one big loop, so it doesn't matter which way you go. And you'll see there are stairs, etc. as part of the track. So I was going to say you can't get lost, but once you get a bit further up, it is kind of possible to maybe take a wrong turn. But the stuff that's so special for me, so obviously the rocks and the water flowing is a beautiful part of it. But what I particularly like are the mosses that grow in here. It's beautiful coming through here after some rain, and these are all just slightly damp and they just shine, and it's just beautiful. I have to say, it's not very often that I get down here. If I bring anybody up the Wattigans, I very often bring them here to the boarding house dam. And this is without a doubt one of my favourite spots in the Wattigans. So if you ever come to boarding house dam, walk through and just do the little walk. And you can see just this wall, it's just absolutely magical. Yeah, the amount of enjoyment I get from this spot here in the Wattigans is right up there with the worm caves, the glowworms. Yeah, just a beautiful spot, and it's a place that I can spend hours and hours just sort of sitting here and enjoying the environment. Again, it's just such a contrast from the rest of the Wattigans. Magic spot. Highly recommended. If I can make a recommendation to you, other than getting down here in the first place, come up here in winter when it's cold and it's a little bit of mist around. Like, you know, a bit of a rainy, sort of a wet day, get up here then, because this place is ethereal. Like, just you get the mist in the clouds, you get the mist in the top of the trees. Everything's a little bit damper. It's been quite dry lately. We've had a few 40-degree days. But once there's been a little bit of rain through here, obviously the water's flowing better. And these mosses and ferns and everything that's grown on these rocks, etc., just absolutely beautiful. I'm guessing the circus in town. Just look at all these clowns. Lining up. For those rocks, you have to go left.
We'll go up and over, Brett.
Yeah, right. Are they coming up though or not?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. We are. Did you go through the water?
Nah.
Righto. That was an ankle.
Gotta lock it in, mate.
Yeah, I know. Right, mate. That guy's just coming down, mate. He did, he's having another go.
Once he gets over, I'm going to come up and over.
Not falling. Not falling for that one again. Look out.
Hey, Brett! Did we all come through?
I'm glad I had my mouth shut. Found the deepest part. Ooh. In two-wheel drive thing. Mango. Sorry, I can't hear. Hang on. Those maxi tread tyres you got on, Stu? Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, right, guys. You can come over when you're ready. Come on, mate. Yeah, I can't see, mate. Yeah, if you go back, drop back until that front wheel starts to come down a bit, and then come left hand down. Yeah, keep going. You've got plenty to go. No, go back again. Left hand down. I'll tell you when to stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, there, left hand down. Yep, about there. Try that. Keep on it, keep on it, keep on it. Hey, yeah.
There we go, he's up. On country with Mick. Forget Brett, come and follow me.
Okay, this is Paige's first go at forward driving, so I've given her the Pajero.
JB said you're gonna suck.
Yep, just keep the foot in. It'll grab. Too easy. The Paj helping people learn to forward drive, eh? So Paige can drive a manual, but she hasn't got a lot of experience, so thought we'd stick her in the Paj in the auto, let her have a crack. Back's coming down now. Too easy.
You gotta go get a forward drive now.
Denmonkey down.
You should take the left side.
Just gonna go through the middle there, aren't we?
For the channel, mate.
Right, our left it is then, hang on.
They didn't take much to twist your arm. Oh, yeah, that was a bit too far left. Yeah, hit it, keep going. It's moving. Yeah, well done.
Oh, that tree was close.
Great content, mate, well done. I'm behind you.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, a little bit too far left there, mate. Go, David. Hope his window was up.
Probably not. I'd say brake like a flicker, aren't I? And now he's got to come back down. Fucking shit step. There's no way I'd be trying that, eh?
Nah, that's what he said to me. You gonna have a go? Nah, I don't think so.
Kieran did it in the Gen 2 without too much problem, but he's got a 35 and shit.
Yeah,
And
I reckon the front of mine did that.
yeah, mate, you probably wouldn't be far off. Brett was only just off hitting it with the bull bar. When he dropped back down, it hit. Now your driver side's about to drop in. There we go, front's down, a lot of water coming out from that bog hole. Hopefully not your radiator. There we go.
In the process of giving the car a clean, and it was just a hose off. But this front bash plate down here, I've noticed that when we're washing, you can see it's hanging down. It's not attached to the rear bolt that side. It's not attached to the rear bolt that side. And it's not attached to the bolt here at the front. So we're literally hanging on by one bolt here. So I don't know whether those bolts may have gone missing beforehand. I haven't checked. If you look from the side, you can see that's not attached there at all. It's just hanging down. And still muddy. I've got to do a better job at that. So that front bash plate is literally hanging on by one bolt. This is our new Vifo T229 dash cam that we've got. It's a 3-position one, so front, back, interior. So we're going to be having a look at some footage of that, or some of the footage that you've seen in this video is going to be cut in from that, and I'll be using that as part of the review. I suppose as you get older, you start to enjoy your life lessons, or maybe you just see them coming at you a little more often. Maybe you just appreciate them a little more. I don't know. But looking back at yesterday and finding that damage on the car today, there was one lesson that keeps sort of popping up in my head from yesterday, and it kind of relates to the forward driving, but it more relates to me doing the YouTube thing and forward driving, and that it is that I need to slow down. And look, I think that applies to forward driving in general. If you're new to forward driving or old to forward driving, if you're experienced forward driver, I don't want to tell you how to suck eggs, but if you're new to forward driving, the best tip I can give you is slow down. Breathe. It can be exciting, it can be, you pump you up and the adrenaline's running. When you're in those shit positions, you're up on your side, the car's tilted, whatever, it may be safe, it may not be safe, but that's what you need to do. You need to stop, and you need to breathe, and you need to calm down, assess the situation, and then figure out the best way to get out of it. If you just start slapping gears and spinning steering wheels and hitting the accelerator, things might get worse real quick. So if you find yourself in a position, assuming that you don't need to respond immediately, and generally as a rule you don't, very rare, very, very rare that you'll find yourself in a situation, especially as a learner, we'd like to hope, that you need to respond to a situation immediately with some sort of input into the vehicle. Most of the times you can just stop, regain your composure, have a breath, have a look around, check your mirrors, check your rear view mirrors. If you've got a spotter, give them a call and say, hey fellas, what am I doing here? What's my best approach? Let them talk to you, providing it's somebody that you trust. Let them talk to you and figure out a plan.
Hey, shit. Do you want a service while you're there, mate?
I'll just get the camera level. What am I doing here, boys?
Can you go hard right hand down and just try and creep? Yeah, not the big ditch. If you go back, you will level out. But from there, I think you could almost drive it if you go full lock right. Just try and creep forward.
Don't know when that wall's coming up here, that's all.
Yeah.
Not for a bit.
No, there's probably about a metre, getting close to it.
Before it's going to come down.
Yeah.
Is that left wheel going to go down any further before it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Go full lock right to me, and it'll come along the bank and hopefully drop down in the process.
No. Can you go left hand down and go back a bit? Just go back about a foot. No, all the way left, keep going.
Yeah, you want to get off that.
Yeah. Yep, keep going. Bit more. That'll do. Whoop. Full right hand down. Try and drive that. Yep. Keep going.
Nice spotting, boys.
Good drive, mate. That's all I can say.
My problem with doing the YouTube thing, and I think this is how I got into that situation yesterday going up those rocks, I have every confidence that my Pajero should have just walked those rocks. And I'm going to put a clip in here where I gave the car to my niece, who had never ever four-wheel drive before, exact same rock steps, albeit that they have washed out a bit, so they're quite a bit steeper than they used to be. And you'll see how easily the Pajero got up here. Granted, it was dry, hadn't just gone through, didn't have mud in the wheels, all that sort of stuff. But it just walked up, and that was what I was expecting to do yesterday when I got to those same rock steps. But in my rush to not slow anybody down, because I wanted to have a go, I wanted to film it, I needed to get all the cameras in place, I needed to get, I had to get somebody else to hold the other camera, I wanted to put the drone up, had to get the drone into position. The drone is a new one to me, I'd only had that for a day. In the end, it didn't record the footage that I wanted to, it was shit anyway, and some of the footage didn't get it all. But I was in such a rush just to get all the cameras in place, to get in, have my go, get out of the way so everybody else could have a go, to be able to jump out of the car, race over, grab the cameras, turn around, face them at everybody else so I could get footage of them. Just so I could get content and have a go at the same time. And in the end, what I'm getting to is in this instance where I'm trying to get up these rocks, I turned my Vlad's traction control on, which gives you traction control on the front wheels when you've got the rear locker on. But I didn't turn the rear locker on, did I? So I don't know whether that then takes the traction control off the back wheels if you turn Vlad's on, or it just does nothing. It did bring up all the lights when I switched it on, so I don't know whether I had any traction control in the back, which probably, instead of making everything better and making the Pajero almost unstoppable when I turn the Vlad's on and have the rear wheel drive locker on, I didn't have the rear locker on, so I don't know what. Anyway, you get the point. So, not making excuses. I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments that'll tell me that their two-wheel drive Corolla could have walked up it. It just is what it is, and I'm just sharing what happened. So I forgot to, in my rush, just to get in there and get out, have my go, and film it all at the same time, and not just stopping and slowing down and taking the breath, taking my own advice. I kind of buggered it and made it a lot harder for myself than I think it had to be. But I think it made for good footage here, and hopefully the footage comes out and I can represent the situation. But what we were doing, we were running through this mud hole, bog hole, whatever you want to call it, and we all knew it was reasonable to drive through. Somebody had already gone through and was like, yeah, that's all right. So everybody's like, right, great. I often find that when you go out in four-wheel drive groups, you've got those people that'll just try anything. And you definitely want to have the camera on those guys. You've got those guys that'll have a go, but they won't have a go until everybody else has had a go, or they've at least seen one or two people have a go. And then you've got those guys that won't have a go at anything, which is fair enough. Like, nobody's forcing you to go and have a go at anything. Come along, enjoy the environment, enjoy the social. But yet you've got those other people that just don't want to do anything. And I appreciate that. It's their Monday car. They've got to drive that thing to work on Monday. They're happy just doing fire trails. You've got the new guys that are coming along. They just want to see how things work, get some advice. And again, they're just happy doing fire trails and driving along and watching everybody else do it. And maybe next time they'll get the confidence. And then you've got those other guys that will come along. They've got all the bits on their car and they'll tell you all about how good their car is, etc., etc., and what all the things they've done. And then when it comes to having a go, they're like, nah, I don't need to do that. I don't need to prove what my car can do. And they just don't do anything. And sometimes we'll criticise others, and sometimes that's a little bit hard to take. But anyway, but we look, and it doesn't matter what group you're in, you're going to get a mixture of those people. So if you come along to a four-wheel drive thing, and I'm not talking about the Pajero stuff, I'm basically referring to other four-wheel drive trips I've been on, but I just thought it was kind of relevant since we're talking about a four-wheel drive thing. you're going to get a mixture of those guys. And I suppose you need to kind of figure out which one you want to be or which one you're going to be. And there is no, when you go, I suppose that's one other piece, if I'm giving out advice, other piece of advice, if you go on a four-wheel drive trip, whether it's with the Pajero guys, with the patrol guys, with the IFS guys, with whatever, it doesn't matter. Do not feel pressured, certainly if you're inexperienced or you don't want to break your car or whatever, do not feel pressured, regardless of whether there is pressure or judgment from other people, to put yourself in a situation where you can either damage your car or hurt yourself. Just do not. Don't care. Doesn't matter. If you're driving four-wheel drive, you're at least 18, right? Which means you're old enough to make your own decisions and take responsibility for your own decisions. And it also means that you're old enough to say, no, I don't want to do that. And if you want to say no, right? I cannot be more clear about this. If you do not want to do something, just say no. At the end of the day, you can drive off and go home. But do not put yourself in a situation where you can hurt yourself or break your car or whatever, or both of those things, just because somebody else wants you to do it. Don't feel pressured. With that said, when I went to go through this bog hole, I was going to go through the right-hand side, which was the shallower side. Everybody was having an easy run through there. The left side was deeper, boggier, whatever. So, talking to Sean, he's on the radio. He's going, oh, which way are you going to go? I'm going to go on the right-hand side. He's like, better content if you go on the left. So I went on the left, and this is what happened. Look, I was comfortable doing it, whatever. Not Sean's fault at all. We had some fun with it. But for this point on, Sean shall be forever known as Mr. Go Left. But, it was my choice at the end of the day. I had fair confidence that I wasn't going to damage any, wasn't going to hurt myself. But in the end, it looks like that's, I'd say, what's done that damage to that bash plate. Again, not Sean's fault at all. Just a bit of fun. It was Mr. Go Left that told me to go left, and I did. But again, choose your own adventure. Just get out there and enjoy it, and take your time. Don't get hurt. Don't hurt anybody else. Thanks very much for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hooray.